Welcome to a journey through time as we unravel the intricate web of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. This is a story that spans over a century, marked by a series of wars, peace agreements, political shifts, and social upheavals. It's a narrative that has shaped and reshaped the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict, in its essence, revolves around the question of self-determination and self-governance, two concepts that have remained elusive for the Palestinian people. The conflict is further complicated by internal factionalism among the Palestinians, a situation that led to Hamas gaining control of the Gaza Strip in 2006. Fast forward to early October 2023, the situation escalated dramatically. War broke out between Israel and Hamas, with rockets launched, cities stormed, and lives tragically lost on both sides. This recent surge in violence brings us face to face with the stark reality of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, highlighting the urgency of understanding its roots and current dynamics. Join us as we delve into the roots of this complex issue. Our story begins in the late 19th century, a time of great change and uncertainty. This period marks the beginning of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, a dispute that is deeply rooted in the history of the region. The British mandate over Palestine is a significant starting point, where the seeds of this enduring conflict were sown. This was a time when the international community tasked Britain with the creation of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine, a move that would set the stage for a century of strife. Let's delve a little deeper into this pivotal moment. The Balfour Declaration was a public statement issued by the British government during World War I, promising a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. This was a significant gesture towards addressing the long-standing aspirations of Jewish nationalists, but it also ignited a spark of discontent among the Arab population who were already living there. The tensions between Jews and Arabs began to escalate, fueled by their respective national aspirations and the constraints of British rule. Violence became increasingly common, and the situation grew ever more complex. The conflict wasn't just about the land, it was also about identity, rights, and the struggle for self-determination. In 1947, the United Nations proposed a solution to split Palestine into separate Jewish and Arab states. However, this plan was rejected by the Arab side, further exacerbating the tensions. As the British mandate came to an end, the Jewish leaders made a bold move, declaring the creation of the State of Israel in 1948. As the British withdrew and Israel declared independence in 1948, the stage was set for a conflict that would span generations. With the birth of Israel came the onset of wars and a saga of displacement. A chapter of tumultuous history unfolded as the Israeli-Arab War broke out right after Israel declared its independence in 1948. The battle lines were drawn and the region was plunged into a series of conflicts that would shake its very foundations. The war was marked by a significant displacement of Palestinians. Hundreds of thousands of individuals were uprooted from their homes, their lives forever altered. As the war raged on, the specter of displacement haunted the region, casting a long shadow over the lives of those who called it home. The Six-Day War in 1967 only added fuel to the fire. In a swift and decisive show of force, Israel captured Palestinian territories, including East Jerusalem, the West Bank, and Gaza. The occupation of these territories by Israel would go on to become one of the most contentious issues in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. These territories, once brimming with life, were now under a new rule. The echoes of the war could be heard in the lives of the people who resided there. Their day-to-day existence was punctuated by the realities of occupation, their dreams tinged with the memories of a life once lived. But the story doesn't end there. The shadow of these wars continues to loom large over the region. The displaced Palestinians still yearn for their homes, their longing a poignant reminder of the turbulent past. The occupied territories remain a hotbed of tension, their future uncertain. These wars, these displacements, they are not just historical events. They are lived experiences etched into the collective memory of a people. They continue to shape the narrative of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, their echoes resonating in the hearts and minds of those affected. These wars left an indelible mark on the region and its people, shaping the conflict as we know it today. They serve as a stark reminder of the complexities of the conflict, the wounds it has inflicted, and the healing that is yet to come. In the midst of chaos, there were glimmers of hope for peace. The 90s brought with it the Oslo peace process, a significant milestone in the history of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The process, named after the city in Norway where the first secret negotiations took place, was meant to be the stepping stone towards a lasting peace. It proposed self-governance for Palestinians, with the aim to eventually establish an independent state. However, the process failed to deliver on its promises, leading to widespread disillusionment and a resurgence of violence. Fast forward to 2018, the Trump administration made efforts to broker a new Israeli-Palestinian deal. This deal, however, was met with skepticism and rejection from Palestinian leaders. A key point of contention was the decision to relocate the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. This move was met with widespread condemnation from Palestinians and the wider international community, as it was seen as a tacit endorsement of Israel's claim over the entire city of Jerusalem, a claim not recognized by international law. The relocation of the embassy was not just a logistical move, but a symbolic one. Jerusalem holds deep religious and cultural significance for both Israelis and Palestinians, and its status has been a sticking point in peace negotiations for decades. The decision fueled anger and protests among Palestinians, further exacerbating the already strained relations between the two sides. Despite these attempts, peace remained elusive as tensions continued to simmer beneath the surface. The failure of these peace processes underscores the complexities and deep-seated issues that underpin the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The road to peace is fraught with obstacles, but the search for a solution continues. Fast forward to the present day, where the embers of conflict have ignited once again. The clock has turned to October of 2023, and the age-old rivalry between Israel and Hamas has escalated into a full-fledged war. Hamas, the Palestinian militant group, launched a major assault on Israel, with hundreds of gunmen infiltrating communities near the Gaza Strip. This attack resulted in the unfortunate deaths of at least 1,400 Israelis. The Israeli military reports that 203 soldiers and civilians, including women and children, were taken hostage in Gaza. In response, the Israeli military carried out air and artillery strikes in Gaza, resulting in the deaths of over 3,700 Palestinians. Amidst the violent clashes and human tragedy, Israel has imposed a total blockade on Gaza, denying it essential supplies. This move, though aimed at isolating Hamas and preventing further attacks, has led to dire living conditions for the Palestinian residents of Gaza. The international community watches on with bated breath as the situation unfolds. Western countries, including the United States, have condemned the assault by Hamas. The United States in particular has provided substantial military and economic aid to Israel, bolstering its defense against the onslaught. However, the motivations behind this recent escalation by Hamas might not be as clear-cut as they seem. Some analysts suggest that this attack could be an attempt by Hamas to boost their popularity among Palestinians and to pressure Israel into releasing Palestinian prisoners. This new chapter in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict has brought renewed global attention to the long-standing issue. Protests have sparked worldwide, echoing the cries for peace and justice from both sides of the conflict. As the situation continues to evolve, the future of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict remains uncertain. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is a complex issue with deep historical roots and far-reaching consequences. It's a narrative that has been shaped by wars, displacement, failed peace processes, and ongoing tensions. From the Balfour Declaration to the recent attacks, this conflict has been a constant struggle for power, land, and identity. The roots of this conflict date back to the late 19th century, with the promise of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. This ignited a series of events, including wars, displacement of Palestinians, and a series of failed peace processes. Today, we see the consequences of these historical events in the form of blockades, dire living conditions, and ongoing violence. The current situation is a testament to the unresolved question of Palestinian self-determination and self-governance, as well as the disunity among Palestinian factions. The recent attacks have only added fuel to the fire, resulting in casualties, hostages, and a renewed global attention to this long-standing conflict. Understanding the history of this conflict is crucial to fully grasp the current situation. It's a story of two peoples, two narratives, and a land that both call home. It's a story that continues to unfold, affecting countless lives and shaping the geopolitical landscape. What are your thoughts on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict? Share your perspectives in the comments section below. Thank you for joining us on this historical journey.